What's up guys, it's Oblivious Gamer here, and today I wanted to talk about some news that we got with regards to two different video games. So this video would be split up in two parts, of course. I will pin down in the comments the time code, so if you're interested in just a particular game, you can just go there and ignore the rest. So what games will I be talking about? Well, these are brand new announced. So the first game I'll talk about is a game announced by FuRyu, which is a new game called CRYMACHINA, which will be an all-new action RPG, and it will be coming out for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch. A release date so far has not been announced. And the second title that I'll be talking about is a title that was announced by Nippon Ichi Software, and the title is called Xicatrice. It's described as a Superpowers Cross Academy RPG. It's a game that's coming out for the PS5, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. So far, there's only a release date for Japan, and that is June 19th. Now, before I continue, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe. So first, let's start out with CRYMACHINA. One of the things about this game that was just announced is there's currently a teaser website which has a countdown that ends on March 1st at 12 JST time. Some things to note about this website is that there is a question with 14 audio responses, with the question being, what is human?
人間、かっこよく生きないと。
家族がいてこそ人間ですわ。お姉ちゃんは人間。
人間は機密事項です。
人間とは愛。人間はいた。
人間には可愛がってもらったにゃ。
人間は知らない。
Another thing to note about the website is that it's not only in Japanese, but also in English, which is making people speculate that the game could be a worldwide release. Personally, I do have some thoughts about this. This could also be a brand new IP. However, I am leaning a bit that this game could maybe be a sequel or a game related to Crystar. Now, Crystar was a game originally released in 2018, and it was also a action RPG. It was published by FuRyu in Japan and developed by Gemdrops. This game did eventually release worldwide, with the publisher being Spike Chunsoft and NIS America for the Switch. I think for me, it's just the fact that it's called CRYMACHINA, and the cry there maybe is pushing me to believe it could be a title related to Crystar. Also, the subjects Crystar had its focus on were like crying. It was a game that was taking place in purgatory, like it was trying to be a bit more deeper. And with CRYMACHINA, we have the question of what is human? And with multiple answers ranging from emotions to just simple things. Plus, machina, if I'm not mistaken, is a Latin word for machine. Or I could be completely wrong and I'm just speculating massively here. And again, this game could be a completely new IP. Another point I'm interested is who will be the developer. I mean, FuRyu has developed games, but in all honesty, they're in the few. A lot of times FuRyu tends to be the publisher. For example, FuRyu published the Caligula Effect, which was developed by Aquaria, and the Caligula Effect 2 was developed by Historia. Both games are fun in their own respective manners. They also publish Monarch, which was developed by Lancars. Trinity Trigger, another title that is published by FuRyu but developed by someone else. Now, in all honesty, at least from my perspective, a lot of the games published by FuRyu tends to land in the okay department, with the game being a hit or miss heavily depending on the individual. For me personally, I don't think their games are like masterpieces, but most of the time I tend to have a fun time and enjoy them. As I said before, for example, I really like the Caligula Effect games, and of course Monarch was also fun. That's pretty much it. We still have some days to wait before we get more information about this title. Now on to the next. So the next game I'm talking about, of course, is the new announced title by Nippon Ichi software, which is Xicatrice. Now originally this was teased with an image that it really looked interesting concept wise. It was getting the attention of a lot of people. Now we really have a ton of information and have an idea of what we can expect from this game. So apparently this is going to be a new academy RPG, and basically you play as a teacher who leads a special unit of students on dangerous missions in response to emergencies, because these students possess superpowers and it's up to you to guide them in a way. The game combines depth that comes with a huge variety of skills with highly flexible character development, allowing each player to play with their own strategy. Now, the whole concept is this is a world where beings have superpowers, and of course you're a teacher and you'll be in charge of 7 students who they all have their own superpowers, but they are all struggling emotionally. They have like their own problems and hardships that they need to overcome, and that's where the teacher comes in, and that's where you play the role. So in theory, you're supposed to guide them and like try to help them out so they can become these amazing, superheroes and not descend into the path of despair. Because the game also hinted that there are going to be consequences for certain actions, and it can lead to some horrible endings or tragedies to some of the students. The whole gameplay is you will schedule weekly lessons that will help develop the students' basic stats. And rather than acquiring skills by leveling up through battles, skills are acquired as basic stats increase. And these stats will not only affect combat, but also influence like school life events. So, in all honesty, it looks like it could be fun. It says that battles are command-based in which students choose one action per turn from among a list of proposed actions, while you, the player, cannot directly participate in battle since you lost your superpowers. However, you will utilize your experience as a former member and lead the students to victory. So, it's just gonna be kind of like a turn-based RPG, but as far as images could be, it could also, is it going to be like a dungeon crawler? I don't necessarily see like 3D character models, if I'm being honest. But yeah, they also reveal like the students, like there's a decent amount of information if you are interested. Personally, I will still try the game because I always try a lot of these games that are released in Japan. But I'm a bit underwhelmed with what it ended up being. I mean, I think the art that they revealed first looks pretty interesting, but this just looks okay-ish. I don't want to like put down anybody who might actually be interested in this. I have seen some people say that this is basically Criminal Girls. I don't know, I haven't played that game, but I have seen that comparison being brought a lot. So yeah, I mean, 2 interesting titles that were just announced. As always though, it's not just about me. What are your thoughts, guys? Feel free to leave them down below. This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night wherever you are.